and welcome to KreatesKards video channel on YouTube. Today I'm going to show you how to do faux tearing and a masking technique. This is one piece of paper with the exception of here, but because of the tearing it looks like you've layered it. What you do is you start with a piece of your card. I'm actually just using a single piece of cardstock, but you could use your card front. This is 5.5 by 4 1/4. Take a scrap piece of 5.5 by 4 1/4. It's the same size as our card, and you're going to tear. Just randomly tear. There's no right or wrong way. You're going to get a rough edge and a smooth edge. Because of tearing, you want the rough edge. And I forgot one piece. I'll be right back. Sorry for the interruption. I forgot two important pieces of the project. Okay, so we've taken the roughed edge and we're going to want it to face up. We're going to use a product called Dotto, and we're going to use just a little bit. And what that is going to do is actually going to hold our piece in place. Now we're going to take a sponge and our Cajun Craze. We're going to ink up the sponge. Again, we're using the fat end. This was a round sponge I cut into 6 pieces. No reason to leave it, full circle. When you do this, start on the off the paper and do circular motions. It gives a really wonderful texture when you do it this way. Gives dimension to your colors. Again, starting off the edge, circular motions. Okay. And then you can see the beautiful lines in there, almost like little hairs? That's because of the circular motion and because of the texture of the sponge itself. Then I'm going to come in and I'm just going to put a little bit more on the edge. I could do it this way too, laying it flat. I just want the Cajun Craze on the edge that has the Cajun Craze. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this up, and it's because of the Dotto, it's got a little bit of stick here. This literally just rubs off. If any of it stays, take the adhesive eraser that Stampin Up sells and just go like this. If your eraser gets gummy, discolored in any way that you feel you need to clean it up a little, you can cut it and then it's still usable. Again, if there's any adhesive on the card, you want to get that off. Okay, and see, we've got a great faux tear. Then you decide whether you want your card this way or this way. Totally up to you. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start stamping. Now anytime you do a swirled on technique using the sponge, it's going to end up being lighter in color than it will be if you stamped an image. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to pick up our Pocket Silhouette stamp set. And I'm going to take one of the images. One thing too, let me give you a quick trick on this too. Let's put the Dotto back on. I want to show you one thing that may be of benefit to you. Oops. Yes. Okay. This is our faux tear piece. We're going to leave it on. It's also called masking. This way, when I stamp, I can stamp over this. Part of the image will appear on the sponge side, and then part of it will just disappear when we remove this. So I'm just going to put in a few of these, stamp off the card, leave it out totally in. It's completely up to you what you want to do. Then we're going to switch to our next color, which is more mustard. And another stamp. If you're concerned with how much coverage, just stamp off. It's nice that these colors just look so great together. It's just a beautiful combination, and it's a really nice fall card. Crumb cake almost looks a little silvery on this piece. This when you match it up with the Cajun Craze. And again, we're just going to stamp, not worrying whether or not we get on the masking piece or not. And then the last one we're going to use is Early Espresso. This almost looks black on here when you put it on. You could do this with any stamp set. Anything that you want to have, you know, this technique on, any color, any stamp set, it all works. Okay, again, we're going to go in and we're going to remove our masking piece. Remember to rub off the glue. Most of it will come off with your finger. Again, any that doesn't, use your adhesive eraser. This is just a couple dollars. It's definitely worth the investment. Then if you wanted, you could use our paper punches, and you could, you know, do a layered sentiment here, or you could just stamp directly on here. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to stamp directly on. I'm going to use more mustard. And this one says, "Thanks so much." Okay. And then I think what I'll do is I'll add in some flowers. Let's go back to our more mustard and add this in. Okay, there we go. We've got faux tearing, our 4 different colors of inks and stamps, a sentiment, and stamped images. Now if I wanted, I could take the more mustard and I could, or another color, and go where the Cajun Craze ended and go all the way around. So there's another idea for the cards. I want to show you one other way that you can use this masking or faux tearing technique. Take just a piece of cardstock and randomly tear it. You want all the edges torn. Again, no right or wrong way. This is the rough edge. That's what we want facing up. I'm going to use a little bit of our dado. I don't know if you can see it. The dado actually has dozens of little tiny beads of adhesive. Okay, we're going to use the dado here. We're going to go back to using our sponging technique. Again, starting off the card front and coming in. Circular motions. The harder you press, the deeper the color will be. Also, the more times you go back over your cardstock, the deeper the color will be. If you like the darker edges, you can just do a circular motion over the edge of the card, and that'll pick up, pardon my hand, it's probably in the way there. Let's do it this way for you. Okay. Then I'm going to leave this in place. What I want to do is show you, same thing we did before with stamping. Stamp your images. You can go right over the masking part. When you stamp, you can stamp off the cardstock, then just parts of the flower will show. Come back in, we're going to add in some more mustard and some more of these flowers. And again, it's just personal choice how you want them to look. You can stamp them randomly, as much or as little as you want. If you just wanted the brushed background, that would be fine too. Okay, we're going to use crumb cake. Let me get these ones out of the way. I like the crumb cake on here. Like I said, it almost looks silvery when you use it on this Cajun craze. Another one that would be really pretty on this is to use Circle Circus stamp set. That's all different kinds of circles and designs within the circles. Okay, and this is our early espresso. This will be the last ones we stamp on. Okay, now we're going to go in and carefully remove our mask. Rub the dado off. Use our adhesive remover if needed. Another great product tip, the adhesive remover. If your scissors get gummy from using so much adhesive, literally take it across the blade and go down. Be really, really careful. These scissors are sharp. But you can do that. Turn your scissors over. Same thing. This gumminess will come off. It's absolutely wonderful for that. Alright, now we've got our mask out image, Faux tearing. And we're going to go ahead and put in our sentiment. Let's use the early espresso on this one. Perfect. There we go. So now you have 3 examples of faux tearing and how you can use it in your card making or scrapbooking. Any technique that I show you, that I'm showing on a card, could actually be used on a scrapbook layout. Thank you so much for viewing my video today. There is always more information on my blog at KreatesKards.blogspot.com. If you have any questions, please leave a comment here or go to my blog and leave a comment. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and if all products used today were from Stampin' Up, if you go to my blog, there is a direct link to my Stampin' Up website. Thank you so much for being a viewer of KreatesKards video channel on YouTube.